The Zone at 91.3 presents The B-Side.
Dang good, man.
Dylan Willows.
Hi, Dan.
Jason, my favorite Jason.
Aw.
Wow, that's nice.
You're like my third favorite Dan, but I
There's a
know
lot of
some
Dans.
really good Dans. though,
Yeah,
so
that's
don't
fair
take
enough.
that
I don't know
personally.
very many Jasons.
Okay, that was weird. Welcome back from South by Southwest. You've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Your annual pilgrimage down to Austin, Texas.
Yes.
In a snapshot, how was it?
It's bigger than ever, which is a good and a bad thing. It's harder and harder to find your way to find the cool stuff, but there's still some really cool people doing some really
What was
great
the
things.
coolest piece of tech that you saw down there?
There's a lot of VR stuff, right? Virtual reality, everything. They had one of them that I thought was pretty neat that I've never I didn't get a chance to try. The lineup was huge, but they had like roller coaster chairs that you would sit in, and then you'd wear the VR, and then they would toss you around so that your motions matched what was going on in the VR. That was pretty cool.
It's crazy that you say that because just yesterday I saw a video. There is an actual amusement park roller coaster ride that is virtual reality. So you are on the actual roller coaster ripping around. You wear the virtual reality goggles, but what you're seeing is you're in some kind of a fighter jet fighting aliens attacking a city, and it's all simulated to the movements of the roller coaster.
That's amazing.
That sounds crazy.
The one takeaway I think definitely is that virtual reality is about to become very mainstream and take over a lot of stuff.
I have my cousins
see.
working in one of the studios developing some of the leading games in virtual reality. And he's an interesting fellow in himself. And for him to say that every single person that works in virtual reality are becoming very weird. They're not into the real world anymore because that's how real and immersive it is.
Yeah, well, and I think there's going to be the blend too of augmented reality, right? So they've talked a little bit about that before, where you hold your phone up and it'll translate a sign for you or that kind of thing. But I could see very soon that there'll be a camera built into the VR headset. It'll be projecting what you're actually looking at, but then making like as I'm looking at you, making weird stuff crawl all over your face or something like that. And so. Okay. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of. Well, it doesn't have to be like creepy. It was just I was looking at clown pictures last night, and I'm thinking of creepy things right now.
Fair enough.
But it could be something beautiful, maybe rainbows and unicorns and dancing behind your head or something.
Right. That's human nature. All right. Well, what's on the B-side today, my friend?
So, speaking of clowns, but not really clowns, but circuses and carnivals and the like, we talked about it before. There's something called Island Circus Space that started up here on the island, and their whole thing is they want to create like a school, and I mean like an accredited K-12 circus school in Victoria. But to get started, they're starting to call on all the people who have connections to Victoria and bringing them home to start teaching some courses. And they're doing a performance. It's called Catalyst. It's going to be at the Metro Theater on April 2nd and 3rd. And there's 2 shows a day. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. Tickets are available like $20 for kids, $30 for adults. But it's an opportunity, like how you don't get to see a circus very much anymore. And there's a lot of reasons. We don't want to have captive elephants and other things. But, we've seen like actually Canada have a massive impact on the performance circus world with Cirque du Soleil and other things. And so getting to see those aerial things that they do on the ribbons and the acrobatics that they can do and the juggling, they even do improv circus acts now. And so I think it's a pretty whimsical thing. I still remember vividly going to see Cirque du Soleil. I had no idea what it was. I was in Toronto, and they'd set up like a big tent down by Ontario Place, right on the waterfront. And you walked in, and it was
it's a whole new world. Man.
It was like it was like virtual reality. Yeah, right. You walked in, and there was like a guy talking a language that sounded like they were words, but it wasn't saying anything. It had a crazy costume on, and then everybody around you was wearing costumes and doing crazy stuff. And I think that's a really good experience for both kids and adults, just to capture that sense of wonder again. And this is a young fledgling group that's trying to do something. They want to do a lot of performances locally. They want to create Victoria as a center of excellence for circus performers and acrobatics. And so I think that the more we can support them, the better. And the guy behind it, Jake West, he's a really interesting guy. He teaches at another thing we've talked about before called the Pacific School of Innovation and Inquiry. That's the alternative high school where they actually do projects where they build glowing cubes that I have in my office and other things. And he's really involved in the maker community and the arts community. He was one education champion of the year at the Vitek Awards before. But he's just a really great guy. And this is his passion. Like when he first started contacting me, his email address had like juggling in it. And I was like, that's odd. A teacher from an alternative high school that I've never heard of, and his email is juggling. So I know that this is his sort of his hobby passion and what he really loves to do. And so I really look forward to seeing this passion project come to life.
Yeah, really. Okay, so if people want to go to the show, get information on the show, where can they get information?
So they can get tickets at Ticket Rocket, right? Ticket Rocket. They can look that up. They can find islandcircusspace.com on the web, and we'll have stuff up on the blog at alwayscheckthebside.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dan.
Thanks,
Okay.
Dan.